Tonight, in part two of our interview with State Senator Jamie Pedersen, the primary architect of the millionaire tax, says it's one way to fix the state's regressive tax system. He says the revenue will pay for tax breaks for many businesses and cancel sales tax on hygiene products, diapers, and over-the-counter drugs. Pedersen also says he is not concerned over the new income tax driving wealth away from our state. What do you do if they actually leave? You get less revenue, then what?
So we were working pretty hard this last year with both the Business Roundtable and with Challenge Seattle on the structure of the millionaire's tax. The reality is the millionaire's tax is not likely to result in businesses leaving. The drivers that we heard about from them are concerned about the sales tax on services, concerned about the estate tax. Both of those things the legislature took action on in the last session.
You're saying that millionaires and business leaders are not leaving because of this, and that they won't?
I don't have any evidence that millionaires or business leaders are leaving as a result of this tax.
Do want to get you on the record regarding a universal income tax for all Washingtonians. Do you support that?
I personally absolutely do. That is not where my colleagues are, and I don't see any possibility that the legislature is going to impose such a tax.
Right, but you can't predict the future, and you crafted the law so that way they can lower that threshold, correct?
No, the law does not permit the legislature to lower the threshold.
Well, you guys can come back and always lower the threshold because you didn't put a cap that it always should stay at $1 million, correct?
The legislature could also repeal the sales tax, or the legislature. I mean, there are a lot of things that the legislature can do in the future that are not constrained by the Constitution.
Right, but how do you know? There's a lot of progressive Democrats who support an income tax, universal one. How do you know that they're not going to 2 to 3 years down the road that this is just the beginning of a universal income tax?
Well, look, for 93 years, we have had the ability and the authority to impose a universal income tax. And how many times has that even been proposed? I think the answer is zero. 0 times.
So then why do you support a universal income tax but then won't sponsor a bill for that? I'm trying to understand and reconcile what you just said here.
So I want to be clear about what I meant by that. I support a progressive income tax that has a substantial deduction at the bottom. But there's not support even for that in the legislature. That's just the reality. It is supported in my district. My legislative district is strongly in support of a progressive income tax.
If you're really talking about middle class and low income people and regressive taxes, while you're taxing the rich over here, why not bring down things like sales tax, gas tax, property tax? Those are things that directly impact middle class and low income people.
Well, we did bring down property taxes. I mean, we did bring down the sales taxes, on the products that I just mentioned.
Right, but those are just are just a number of products. I'm talking about in general across the board.
Well, that is a conversation, you know, as you said, the future legislatures can make those different decisions. And I think this is a great conversation for the people to have with their elected representatives.
Well, Senator Pedersen, who represents the Seattle area, says he would be in favor of scrapping Washington's tax system altogether and adopt Idaho's tax system. Idaho has a flat 5.3% income tax for everyone, property taxes, and a lower sales tax than Washington.